Hey guys, KRS50 with another review. This time I'll be doing the Ultra Get Rotom Zukan from Pokemon Sun and Moon. This is the third toy version of the Rotom Dex, which features a new playstyle and Pokemon not seen in the previous versions. So, let's get started. So, first off, we'll take a look at the details of the Rotom Dex. Now, this shares some things in common with all the other versions, being that it does have the same style of having the main body pretty well detailed, with stuff like the eyes and the speakers and the details on the back all being there, with the middle part being screened with some buttons on the side. What's stylistically different about this version is that in terms of the arms, whereas the first version had both arms out, with them being the same size, and the second version had both of them in to make it more Pokedex-like, with this one you have one small arm and one big arm, which also acts as a reel, which will be the special play feature for this version. And this definitely fits pretty well with the more stylized look of the show, where it can kind of change the size of its arms thanks to the animation. So button-wise, it's got two buttons this time, the select button and cancel button / talk button. So to turn on, just press and hold the cancel button. So we get to the standby mode, where you just have its mouth animated there. You can press the cancel button a few times to say some phrases. And as you can hear there, this also does have a rumbler in there for some vibration. So to get to the menu, just press the select button. And for this one we have four modes. We have Pokedex Mode, Pokemon Search Mode, Bulkhead Mode, and Settings. We got the most boring one out of the way, that being the settings. We just have volume, brightness, and clear data. And as you can see, the reel acts as the way to kind of scroll through the different options. I'm just gonna pause right here. Sorry about that, just had to answer the door real quick, getting back to where I was. Next, get to the Pokedex Mode. So, with this one, what makes it kind of special is that we have three different Pokedexes to select from. First, you have the Alola Pokedex, then the Kanto Pokedex, and then the Legend Dex. We also have the sort and search buttons, or search modes. As usual, when you select a Pokedex, it'll show you your completion percentage. And like with the other Pokedex toys I reviewed, I made sure to clear it before actually getting into the Pokedex. So, some stuff that they add is in condition, or kind of going along with the Ultra Get insane, adds in Pokemon forms from Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Ultra Sun and Pokemon Ultra Moon. So, just gonna scroll down. Or rather, I'll just search for the Pokemon I'm looking for. So, have some pretty simple ways of searching. You can either search by name or by type. Go down to type. Gonna select rock.
ケモンタイプ岩ルガルガン黄昏の姿狼ポケモンタイプ岩黄昏時に進化した結果なぜか変わった姿にアローラではとても珍しい。
So the first thing that is added in this course, like in Rock Dusk form, and as you can hear, gives you a pretty detailed little bio of the Pokemon, where the Rotom Dex will say the name, the type, the species, and a little descriptor.
どのポケモンの図鑑を見るのと図鑑検索モードどれでどのポケモンの図鑑を見るのと
Go here to the bottom.
ポケモン 0.100% どのポケモンの図鑑を見るのと
He has some special things. Just kind of looking for him. There we go. We also get the Ultra Beasts, Stakataka, and Blacephalon. We actually have for Necrozma, Duskmane Necrozma, and Dawn Wings Necrozma, as well as a special spot for Ultra Necrozma. And we also get the mythical Pokemon, Zeraora. We then have the Kanto Dex, Kanto Pokedex, and it is the complete Kanto Pokedex from Bulbasaur all the way to Mew. And for any Pokemon with Mega Evolutions, they're in here too. Then we have the Legend Dex. Which features all of the legendary and mythical Pokemon from across the Pokemon world. Which are actually enough to fill out their own little decks. Then you get to Pokemon Search Mode, which is the main game mode. So, as usual, first thing you do is to select an area, which you do with the reel, and then press the select button to start on it. Now, to move forward, you have to turn the reel until you find a Pokemon. So, we found a Stuffle. The next thing to do is to select our type of Pokeball. As you can see, you have various types to choose from, and with the exception of Pokeballs that you have unlimited of, each one has its own count. We'll just do a simple Pokeball, shake it to throw, and here we get to the catching minigame. So basically you want to turn the reel, you want to keep it over the yellow line. I'm gonna make another little cut here because I need to change the batteries. And I'm back. So one just thing to note is that this takes 4 AAA batteries, and if you want to complete this thing, be prepared to go through a few battery changes. Of note is that there are also different ways of finding Pokemon that involve different little ways of using the reel. So, for example, we can check out a couple more areas. Next one being the Pokemon School.
ポケモンスクールに出発だぞ。気づかれないようにゆっくり
For this one, we want to slowly turn the reel. And if you see that mark, you want to stop so that the Pokemon doesn't hear you. And line up with the little speech bubble. And then you find the
投げる
Pokemon.
ボールを選ぶだと。バスを振って投げるだと。ゲット成功率 18% のと巻き返すだと。
So you can see the meter going up there on the bottom. You don't want to get into the red, you just want to control the turns. And there you go. That blue meter there is the Pokemon struggling. If the Pokemon's yellow, if the yellow part of the meter is too high or you're within that meter, that will cause the meter to slowly drop as it's struggling. Next area is the beach. This is another one where you just move through the area. Of the cave. This one's a bit different because you have to spin real fast to break through these rocks. Then you can find a Pokemon. And as you can see there, different Pokemon have their meter go up at different rates. And this one, you have to rotate around, look for a Pokemon. And once you found it, just shake Rotom to toss the line, and shake again when you hear the vibration to actually catch it. Now what's I'm going to show off here is that different balls actually matter because they work like you do in the main series. So, if we use a net ball on something like Goldeen, it'll be more effective. As you see, we now start with 90% already filled. That'll help you out with difficult catches. It makes it feel a little bit more like the actual Pokemon games. Just for fun, let's check out a later area. Or rather, let's check out the Kanto area. Because this works a little bit differently than the rest of the areas. This is more like a rapid-fire Safari Zone. As you see, you have Safari Balls. So you just want to rotate until you see one of those marks. And just shake, toss the Pokeball. Just try catching as many as you can. In the time given. This mode is here because there's some overlap between the Alola Pokedex and the Kanto Pokedex, but this area helps you find Pokemon that you couldn't normally find within the Alola region areas. Then we also have later areas like the ruins, where we can find more challenging Pokemon. It's actually good that this appeared because on occasion you'll see an Ultra Wormhole. So, just go in, and this is where you encounter legendary Pokemon or Ultra Beasts. Alright, so we found Circuitry. And it is actually possible to get Beast Balls, but I don't have any, so let's just use an Ultra Ball.
はい、バックを振って投げるロト。ゲット成功率 52% ロト。はいロト。パスワンゲットロト。
And there we go.
電樹木。どこにポケモンを探す？どのモードを起動
And
す
so
る
the last mode is Bulkhead Mode. This is what lets you get different types of Pokeballs to use in Pokemon Search Mode.
ボールをゲットしに行くロト。今回はこれロト。
It actually has a few different mini games. So the first one is the Crane game. Just want to turn the reel until you get to a spot you like. Then press the button to lower the claw,
手応えありロト。
and it'll pull out a Pokeball.
ダイブボールゲットロト。
Just got a dive
どの
ball
モー
there.
ドを起動するロト。ボールをゲットしに行くロト。今回はこれ
Here's
ロ
the
ト。
next one,
何が出て
a
くる
lottery
か
wheel.
楽しみロト。
So, just spin it until a ball comes out. And you got a heavy ball.
ヘビーボールゲットロト。どのモードを起動するの？ボールを今回はこれロト。
Next one
何が当たるか楽しみロト。
This spin wheel. So, just turn the crank once. And just see where it lands. We get a great ball here. And then this should lead us into the final of the mini games. So with this one you have the Rotom Dex here. You can see you can move it left or right. So you just want to select a spot using the reel. Then press the button. And this is the only one you could fail, because as you can see there's also a Voltorb that dropped down. So if you get hit by the Voltorb instead of one of the two Pokeballs, you then lose that. Of note is that there are only a certain amount of times that you can use the Ball Get minigames before you have to go and do Search Mode, and then it'll kind of recharge and let you do it again. And so, just turn it off, go back to the main menu, and press and hold the talk button. And finally, here's a comparison between the three electronic Rotom Dex toys. So, you had the original one, which is very small, cheaply made, had a rather wonky motion control gimmick, and didn't have the complete Alola Pokedex in it, as well as being not entirely accurate in terms of the general design and shape. Then we had the Deluxe Rotom Dex, which, as I said before, is more Pokedex-like since it didn't have the arms out, meaning it was more like a handheld device. So when you use the touchscreen, with a special stylus embed, has some minigames in it, as well as being able to communicate or receive audio signals from the 3DS games to help you fill out the Pokedex. This is also the one that had the worst sense of balance. And then we have the Ultra Get 1, which has the real feature, the Ball Get minigames, as well as things like the Kanto Dex and Legend Dex added in. And there we go. Overall, while I don't think that this is the best version of the Rotom Dex toy, personally I think that goes to the Deluxe Rotom Dex for the rich amount of features, as well as actually being able to communicate with the 3DS games, and the one that feels most like a proper Pokedex toy. I would say that this is the best version to get for someone living outside of Japan who doesn't really understand Japanese, because with that one, a lot of Japanese reading was involved, and there were a lot of quizzes and stuff, and if you didn't really understand what was being said there or couldn't really read it, it probably wouldn't be as enjoyable. With this one, it's a lot simpler, where you have the reel and you have the different types of balls, it's easier to understand what's going on because there's actually not that much reading that's required. One thing to note is that for each area it only has certain types of Pokemon, or rather, certain species. And while I personally lost mine, the instruction manual actually comes with a checklist for all the different Pokemon within the dexes. So, when you catch a Pokemon, you can just reference its number and just the characters that spell its name, then check that off, and once you are sure that you've got all the Pokemon in a certain area, you can move on. It's a good way of keeping track of which Pokemon you have or don't have. Plus, this is the most complete version of the actual Pokedex here, since it has the complete Alola Pokedex through Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, with Legendaries and Mythicals, plus the Legendary Dex and Kanto Dex. And the Kanto Dex is their kind of tie-in with the few episodes where Ash and his class went on a field trip to the Kanto region. So overall, if you're looking for a Rotom Dex toy and you haven't bought one yet, this is definitely the version I recommend the most. Next time I'll be doing the Deluxe Shine Raptor and Shadow Raptor set. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is Karo50, writing off.